Hi everyone, Ceri the Crafter, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and obviously social media plug, here you go. Ceri the Crafter is where you'll find me on Facebook. If you're into cake and you want to look at cakey stuff, guess what, it's at Ceri the Cake. There you go, surprise, surprise. And obviously I have an Etsy shop. If you search Ceri the Crafter, it'd be great if you favourite my shop. It will give you notifications when I do updates and list things. I only do digital products, so don't be looking for physical ones. I haven't got any. So let's move those to one side. Now, this is kind of an update of a video that I made at the beginning of the year when I said I was going to try and reorganise my life, get my planner sorted out, get my diary sorted out. And this is partly my journey as to where I've ended up. I've now got a system that works, but I've had several systems that didn't. So I started out by going, right, okay, let's go ahead and just get a planner on the go. So what I did is I just got one of these, which is a traveller's notebook, and I thought, right, I can keep my life going in here, but I very quickly learned that it just wasn't enough space. I couldn't keep track of stuff in this. So basically that one went in the bin. Well, it didn't, it went in the cupboard. Then I moved on, I went, okay, let's look at another one. And this was one of the official ones as well. So this was a month to view. Again, I thought, right, I'll do month to view and then I'll do the weekly one. But it just seems I was forever duplicating the writing I was doing and it didn't work for me. So again, guess what? That one went by the by. I then came in and looked at another one of the Traveller's Notebooks, one of the official ones, and this one had week per view and then time to write on the other side. My problem was, as I was working, I could see through the other side, and I found this quite limiting. I'm a creative person. I wanted something that will give me room to expand and do everything I wanted all in one go. So that one went by the by. Then I ended up and I got myself a Traveller's Notebook, a real one. It worked. I ended up with more than one, and I'll show you why in a moment. Because basically my life doesn't naturally fit into the parameters that the Traveller's Notebook does. So I want to find something outside the box. So basically, quick flick through. So I have my Traveller's Notebook. It's a leather one. I treated myself. I got someone to make one in the colour I wanted. Works for me perfectly. I got one of these insert things, to be honest. I very rarely use those, but I always use this every day. Now, as inserts, I didn't use the Traveller's Notebooks. What I did is I went on to the Dilutions range, which is by Diane Reevely, and she has what are called dialogues. It's her play on a diary and a log matched together. So I went in, and let's open one that's not filled in at the moment. So when it arrives, all you have are the lines and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't mind that because I then went in and I stamped the dates. I could have written them, but my handwriting is horrible, so I didn't do it. And I stamped in the month. So I went in and built it. I want to say one of these holds about, 6, maybe 7 months. I can't remember off the top of my head. And because I work quite far in advance, I've got at least 3 of them in here. So this is the current one, this is the next one, and this one leads on to 2021. And the reason I do that is because as soon as this one's full, I'll just put a new one in and take this one out. The way that the Traveller's Notebook system works is you just take them out that way. So it does mean I can move it around. It also means that I can store this stuff away. Why did I choose Diane Reevely? Diane Reevely's stuff has got really good paper, and I was finding that with other stuff, if I wanted to doodle or paint or put stuff into it, it would soak through the page. The official ones didn't really work, so that was what that was for. So what I do, however, is my diary is a diary, or should I call it a planner, but it's also somewhere where once a week I will sit down and go back and fill in all of the spaces left in my planner and have like some mindful time, have a sit down and just play, whether I glue things in, I paint, I rubber stamp, I colour, I doodle, I put washi tape in, I put words, just things that actually I like the look of. So even though I've used this, you see this was quite slow at this stage, the busier I get, the less chance I have to put in. But for me, this was really quite nice just to put stuff in that was making this mine. A bit of stenciling, I stamped onto a book page, I coloured it in. I don't know why I like the avocado, but on that day I liked an avocado. Stamps, I love postage stamps. This, okay, that's indicative of that week. There's flowers all over it because I was on the build-up to a TV show I was doing, which was all about making clay flowers, and it was absolutely hectic. And I didn't do it on purpose, but that's what that translated into. It just, these pages looking back sort of reflect the mood I was on at the time. So as you can see, I do. I mean, this was just a quick page. I just stenciled through it. So when I look, I've got things like, for some reason, I just chose green for that week. And what was nice was, I just went through, and it was just mindfulness. But the hidden thing in it was, it made me sit down for a little while. Like that was last week, and this is this week. I don't think there's going to be much art on that page. It's getting really hectic at the moment. But what it did, it gave me a chance to sit down and be creative every single week. If it was only for half an hour, because I find the demands on my time are such that a lot of the time I look back and go, wait, I've done nothing creative for weeks. But this way, at least once a week, I get to sit down. Another thing I did too is I write all of the things I'm going to do in pencil, and then when they come confirmed, I write them in ink. Because if there's something 2020 has told me, it's don't plan too far ahead and have it confirmed, because things change, and they change, and they keep on changing. Another thing I started doing here, to I'll turn it this way, is this was one of Diane Reevely's, one that's not done. It was her dots. So what I thought, I've never really done a tracker before, but I actually have started building myself a tracker. So I have different topics here I want to see. So how many days I did this company, how many that company, how many times was I actually able to be creative, my sleep patterns, and each month I might change it up a bit. So this was the way that planning has worked for me, and I'm actually enjoying this. I do like this. It's very tactile. It's becoming very much a me thing. The stuff I stick in there or draw or put in there or rubber stamp are things I like. So maybe in the future, if I'm looking for inspiration for something, I could flick back through these pages, and what I'll find in there is actually bits and pieces of art, and I might go, oh, I really like that colour scheme, blah, 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 and use it. So not only did I get one of these, I ended up having a second one. And the reason for that is I use these a lot. And for those of you who follow me, you'll see at one point I actually created one of these as a YouTube. So if you flick back, you'll see me doing just a little booklet. And I use them all the time because I scribble notes, I put stuff in them. But the thing is that there are so many different segments of my business and my creativity that I would have one for each of these. So as you can see, there's another one. But I was finding that these weren't quite enough for me. So I then went out and I found that I could find, like, there you go. This was Wilko. It's a store close to me, and it's £1 for this book. And it was an A5, and I just went in and cut it down. But it means there's a lot more good quality paper in there. It's quite robust, and these have got a good cover on them. And believe me, this is £1. You don't want to know how much the Traveller's Notebooks are. They're quite considerable in price if you're going to use as many as I did. So the £1 option was good for me. But what I did in this one is I have a different book for each different thing I'm working on. So, and I'm not going to open them up because I don't want you to see what's in them, because it's a secret. And some of these are designs that haven't actually been signed off yet. So this book was completely about idea dump. So it just means that if I'm thinking about something, got a spark of an idea, I quickly throw it onto one of these pages, purely because if I don't, I've forgotten it 5 minutes later. As you know, I designed for a company called KTC Designs. This one is full of all of the ideas I've got for designs for them. Any products are on the way, any discussions going forward, it's here. This one, this is my Etsy store. So anything I'm in processing, anything I'm making, anything I'm designing, any ideas I've got, any inspiration I've got from someone else goes into this one. This one, colour and cut. I'm going to start working on colour and cut sheets, and colour and cut sheets for me are, I will draw something, then it will become digital, which means I can cut it out and colour it and use it in my art journaling. I can use it in this journal because I can scale it down. I can use it in my glue book. This one, this was my jelly plate ideas. I jelly plate to make backgrounds, and I do lots of acrylic work. If I see inspirational ideas or like colour schemes, I will jot them down and put it in here. And then I've got a basic note one at the back. And the note one is things I might have had a phone call about. Things I've made a note and I'll say I'll do it. Just anything. And then the joy of these is once they're done, I can just take them out and put a brand new one in, and it's cost me £1. These will just go into a box at the end of the day, and if you need to look back, I can. So it turned out that I didn't need a planner. I needed 2 planners, and I got 2 planners. This is working for me. This one is running my life. This one is running my creativity. This one is giving me a chance to actually get some self-satisfaction, looking back and going, wow, look how much I've already achieved. It also gives me some mindfulness time, which means I can look back and go, whoa, okay, I sat down for half an hour every week, maybe sometimes an hour, and I did something artistic, kept refilling that well of inspiration. So those were my 2 secret weapons. This is working for me. Do I do things electronically? Not really anymore. I tried to be paper-free for a couple of years, and you know what? My iPad just lost the lot one day and I had to rebuild. I like being able to write stuff down. I like paper. I've got a few events in my iPad and on my laptop, but this is the way forward for me and it works. So just wanted to give you an update, guys. Hopefully that's something you might consider yourself. There's nothing that will replace putting pen to paper or sketching something, and I love doing this. So remember, social media, that's me. Who's been talking at you the last 12 minutes? It's me, Ceri the Crafter, C-E-R-I. See you next time. Take care, guys.